Welcome to the Brand Lincoln Podcast, the show where we dig into the stories behind Lincoln's most inspiring business owners and influential people. It's where big ideas and even bigger personalities collide. Proudly sponsored by Perch Merch, your one-stop shop for screen printing, embroidery, and promotional products that make your brand unforgettable. Call us at 402-217-5212 or visit us at perch-merch.com to give your business the glow-up it deserves. And don't just listen, be a true multitasker. Like, follow, and subscribe on whatever platform you're tuning in on. And check us out on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Brand Lincoln Podcast. We're basically everywhere you waste your time. Let's get inspired, Lincoln. The stories start now. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Brand Lincoln. I am your host, Chris Beecham, joined by my co-host, Henry Schmidt.
Hello, Chris.
And producer, it's a new year. You don't really do anything to produce. So you're just going to be another co-host.
Okay, that's fine.
And our other host.
Lead co-host.
Joe. Okay.
Lead co-host.
That's fine.
Assistant co-host.
So today in the Perch Merch studio, we have Nick Vuko Jr. of Walker Tire Point S.
You got it right. Good job, Chris.
It used to just be Walker Tire.
Yes, and Quick Necks, and yeah, it's. I had a bunch of guys that came in from a top 20 group to help walk through the stores downtown, and they're like, "This is absolutely confusing. You've got Walker Tire, you got Quick Necks, you got Point S." So eventually, Quick Necks will go away. I think I've kind of talked to some people about that, but just taking the signage down is all we're going to have to do.
You'll still do the oil changes.
We'll still do the oil changes.
Just,
yep.
Okay.
Just trying to consolidate. So.
Okay, well, let's talk, I guess, mainly about Walker Tire because it's a brand in Lincoln that has been around for a very long time.
Right.
And when I envisioned a podcast with you, I wanted, the whole fam.
Okay, with
like Jeannie, Nicole, you, and even Senior. Probably not Senior.
Probably not Senior. You probably, yeah.
The last time I saw him, I'm going to tell you a story about Senior. He wanted a bid to paint his house.
Okay.
And then he calls me. He's like, "Can you come into my office and let's talk about this?" And I'm like, "What?
Right.
Okay, whatever." I left there, right? I think my price was like half of what I bid it was, and I bought new tires. So I think I ended up losing money in the deal. And I was like, "What just happened?"
You know what, so the joke among my sisters and I is that my dad was the ultimate tire salesman. He loved selling tires. And so as he got later in his career, people would come in and they'd be looking for a set of tires, and he would walk out. He wouldn't be doing anything. He'd be just kind of in his office goofing off, and he'd come out, "You're looking for tires? Come on in here." And an hour and a half later, that person would come out, buy a set of tires, and he would talk about tires for an hour and a half with people. And obviously, it's kind of hard to do that nowadays, but
he did it with me. Yeah,
you're a victim.
I'm surprised I didn't end up with like two sets of tires for absolutely just a spare in case.
Right,
right. A whole set of tires.
Yeah.
So let's talk. What's the very beginning of Walker Tire?
So Walker Tire was founded in 1951 by Vern Walker, and my Ninth and M, the downtown store, was the very first Walker Tire store. And my dad came in the picture in 1977, and at that time, he was tasked with helping with the retread plant that was downtown. It was actually down where, kind of by where the Pinnacle was on 8th and M Street. Not by the Pinnacle, but so he worked on that. Came in, ended up buying the company. He bought Lincoln from Vern in 1983, and then Fred Birkeland bought Omaha at that same time. So we always had people have always been confused about it that we had Walker Tire were in Omaha. Well, we are, but it's a separate owner. So we had that agreement. The river was the boundary. They were in Omaha. We were in Lincoln, and
a real turf war.
I know, but we got along pretty well. So yeah, but so that's how it started.
And then it just obviously grew.
Yeah. So we went from one store. We got 3 stores in Lincoln now, 1 in Wahoo. There's been a lot of changes with us in the last 4 years, especially since COVID. COVID really, it was tough for a lot of people, tough for a lot of businesses. Obviously, everybody knows that. We really I think every business got challenged, and we came out of it a lot stronger on the backside, especially some of our retail stores. But, we ended up joining a co-op, Point S, That's what the point S is. And one of the requirements is that they have to get the signs on the building if you're going to be a full member. Now, it's a co-op. We're not a franchise. We are still family-owned, locally owned. We can leave at any time. But it's almost like, it's like you guys know in the retail world, you need to have a big brother out there to try to help be competitive in anything you're selling. I mean, with Amazon, all the online places you can buy tires and everything. So we are still family-owned, locally owned, and that was a big change. And so my dad really started to step out once we joined the co-op, and then I started to try to build a company how I saw fit. So,
Okay, but there's more than one of you
yes,
children
yes.
of senior.
So
this is a whole dynamic, right? which I know about.
Well, do you know the news? Did you see Facebook about Nicole?
What happened?
So Nicole's leaving the company.
What do you mean, Nicole? Is that allowed?
It's allowed. I have three sisters. Only
You
two.
do? Oh
I
my
know.
gosh!
You remember Andy? Don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Andrea. Yep. So Andy's still in Lincoln.
Sorry, Andy.
That's all right. No, that's all right.
Cut that. Cut
You know
that.
my
It's been a
entire
long
family
time, though.
history.
Yeah.
Man, Chris. No, I'm just kidding.
You didn't know who I was.
Let's go. But yeah, she's in the store and she's like, Chris Beecham's doing and I'm like, oh, Chris a painter. I'm like, it's got to be a different Chris Beecham.
I do all sorts of fun stuff.
The Renaissance man.
So no, Nicole's taking a position with CHI February 1st. So she's really excited about it. It's kind of a big move for her. I think she announced it on Facebook yesterday. So
CHI is going to sell tires now?
yeah,
Is that?
That's
expansion.
They're talking about expanding. Yeah.
Huh. So, but no, so
it's you and Jeannie.
So Jeannie, yeah. So Jeannie, I think the one person thinking about out of COVID that really, Jeannie. So we were at our Pioneer store. We had a manager there, 3 technicians, and through COVID and trying to get the PPP and all that, because obviously it slowed down for us. The manager left, one of the technicians left, and Jeannie was there with 2 technicians and had to really either sink or swim. And she came out of COVID just a completely different person, and really helped learn and helped our growth of the company. So, but yeah, Jeannie, it'd be fun to have her here. Maybe next time we do another one.
Yeah, I tried.
You did?
Yeah, she said you got to talk to Nick. So thanks, Jeannie.
Thanks, Jeannie.
It's fine. But you have multiple locations.
Yep.
So how did that happen? How did you start expanding locations?
Well, when did you get into?
So I'll start back. So 9th and M was my dad's first store, and then he bought. We had a store on North Cotner for a while. Some of the older people listening would know that. We had that store for a while. We bought a store in Grand Island. That didn't work out. He then tried Nebraska City, and then it was 1988. Started Wahoo. That's one of our current stores that we have, and in 2010. Well, it was. I'm sorry, you guys are racking my brain. 2008, we closed our Cotner store, and then in 2010, we decided we wanted to get down south, and that's when we bought the land on 48th and Pioneer and opened that store. So yeah, those are the 3 retail stores, and then we have our commercial truck center on 56 and I-80. Used to be down on 8th and P Street. That's right, I remember. And 1995 is when they built that center and went out there. So we do commercial tires out there. We do obviously retail. We have a retread plant, so we actually retread semi tires when they come off of semis out there.
What does that mean? How do you retread a tire?
I didn't want to ask to sound stupid, but
We all had very similar thoughts.
Basically, what you do is when a semi, when you can't do this on, it used to be able to do it on car tires. You can't do it anymore. They passed a law that banned that, and probably for a good reason.
Now you have to sell them tires.
You have to sell them tires.
Yeah, you poor thing.
I know.
Probably advocated for. You probably made up the law.
Probably. You got to buy new tires.
you need new ones.
So what you do is you take the old semi tires off, and you can basically put a new tread on them. So when your tires get worn, they look bald. You guys understand what bald means? There's
Yep.
Yeah, we're not that dumb. We just don't know what retread.
We're a level of dumb.
Basic for you, Chris. You guys understand? Chris and I went to grade school together. I don't know if you guys were aware of that.
We were not. Now
You didn't tell him that?
No.
I would have had a whole list of different questions in that
But you
case.
didn't go to Pius, did you?
I did go to Pius. Thank
Okay,
you.
that's right.
Jesus
So, yeah.
Christ.
I was trying to remember.
That's
I
what
went
they
to
say
Pius
there.
and then I say the Lord's name in vain. So it didn't work out.
Yeah. So
You were a year above me, so
Yeah,
it's
I
fine.
know. So we had so you take the tire and you basically have to clean it, and buff off all the stuff to make a tread stick to it, basically. Okay, so you put it on what's called a buffer, and you basically shave off a bunch of shavings, a bunch of the tire. You put some glue on it. I'll keep it real simple. Put some glue on it. Put a little layer of rubber around it, and then you put the tread on, and you stick it in a big giant oven. You cook it.
Good as new.
Comes out, brand new tire.
Yeah, what could go wrong?
It sounds.
Is that why there's blown up semi tires on the interstate all the time?
That is a misconception. They say that retreaded tires are the reason the tires blow out. It's not. It's due to low tire pressure, more than likely. So the retread industry does get a bad rap for that.
Is that to help the environment? It sounds like it would be easier just to get new tires.
It is. Yeah. It's obviously more cost affordable. I mean, semi tires are obviously a lot more expensive. I mean, a new tire can be anywhere from $300 to $500 a tire. You get the Michelin's, will be maybe $600-700 depending upon what size. A retread will be anywhere from $100 to $250 a tire.
Okay.
So,
and buys you some more life.
So what the manufacturers will do is they'll give you what's called a casing guarantee. So when an old tire comes off, it's a casing. And they'll give you, usually a two-cap guarantee is what they say. So
What's that mean?
two
You can retread it twice?
So you call it a retread a cap.
Which one is it, Nick?
What's that?
Is it a retread or a cap? Pay attention, Chris. Come
Man,
We'll keep
learning all sorts of stuff about tires.
We'll keep it retread for you.
I see why they call you Junior. Like
I know.
it's like the Rain Man of tires.
Yeah.
on. He would sell you both the recap and the retread.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah, right. You need a recap, retread, and a cap.
Yeah.
Chris.
Whatever. I got nothing.
Transition, come on.
Yeah, transition. So that leads us to you do a lot more than just tires, though.
Right.
Like selling tires and install them.
Right.
Like you're basically a full service mechanical garage.
Correct. So we really, it was probably 10 years ago, we were sending a lot of people to the dealerships, and some work we weren't doing. We were doing the basic maintenance, and I said we really got to start getting certified technicians, qualified technicians to do everything that we can, so we don't have to send them anywhere else, because that's obviously not ideal. And now today's world, that definitely was a good call. So yeah, we can do everything from oil changes, fluid services, brakes, suspension work, and a lot of, like, if you have electrical, if you have a check engine light on, if your lights aren't working, if you've got, your switch on your door handle isn't working, basically everything but body work. And then if, let's say, for instance, your engine does go out, we'll take the engine out, put a new one in. We don't rebuild the inside of the engines. There's places in town that do that. But we also, transmission, we'll remove those, put those back in. So pretty much everything but body work. And that's the biggest misconception people have. So,
Right.
And then obviously tires. We do tires.
Oh, got it.
I didn't know
you
if
do
you knew
tires.
that or not.
How did you get where'd your dad make you start? Can you put in a new engine?
No.
Okay.
No, absolutely not. They don't even want me at the counter anymore. That's what I found out.
That makes sense. I don't see you there ever.
I know. Jeannie threw me out. So no, she's. I'm not a very good advisor. Yeah, it's not for me. I get myself in more problems than I should. So it's probably best I stay out there. But I love to take care of people, though. So that's a good part. So when did I start? So I used to start. I started back in high school downtown. I used to come down and would clean the shop. So their
Nick
nickname
drove a pace car in high school.
Yeah.
I just wanted to throw that out there.
that's very-
He stuck out like a sore thumb.
Just like you with your car.
Decaled? Oh,
I had a Ford
high
Probe.
school. And I was pretty shy in high school, and I was like, all right, well, I'll drive this car. That's fine.
Oh, that's
It was a
hilarious.
legit pace car.
It was, yeah. It was a '93 Camaro pace car,
Ooh.
and actually, my nephew has it. He's driven it, but it's getting too costly to repair, so they have it parked in the garage.
Oh, man.
So, but yeah, so no, I started. I used to come in high school and I would clean the shop. So their nickname for me was Mr. Clean. That's all they. And I would I'd work downtown and worked off and on, did tires. I used to go up to North Cottoner when we had that store and do tires up there in the summers in high school. And so I went to school out in Valparaiso, Indiana, to Valpo. I don't know if you guys follow basketball.
Yep.
At all. You guys basketball fans? Bryce Drew.
Come on.
I have no idea.
No,
Yeah.
I'm out.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Henry, you get it. Sid.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was a freshman at Valparaiso when we went to the Sweet 16.
Were you on the team?
I was not.
Oh,
I was on the tennis team.
got it. That makes yes.
Yeah, yes.
Forgot.
Yeah, so we were down at Daytona, and Kyle Wright, who had this like leg brace on, we're all sitting out there playing the match. Kyle comes running down, and his legs locked straight, and he looks like a gimp. He's like Bryce hit a shot to win the game. You know, freaking out. So we were, yeah, that whole trip was amazing getting back. But anyway, so I went to Valparaiso, played tennis, studied mechanical engineering, and when I graduated, my dad said, "Hey, I want to start a new business. Do you want to do that?" And it interested me, so wanted to start Quick Nick's. Snappy. It was supposed to be Nick's lubrication station.
Nice. I've been there.
And now, and
Gotta be careful when you Google that.
Well, this is back. I don't know. So he used to live in the '50s, where there was College Station. You know, they had. I think there was a lubrication station somewhere. So if Andy's listening, she's gonna be laughing her butt off right now. But yeah, we. He wanted Nick's lubrication station, and my sister goes, "Dad, you cannot call it that. They're not going to think it's an oil change center."
Oh my gosh.
so you know, we went with Quick Nick's Snappy Lube. Was essentially she won and talked him out of it. So my last semester in college, I ended up working at it was a very successful lube center up there. They knew I was leaving, just trying to learn all the ins and outs. And I came back and graduated 2002 and came back here and started Quick Nick's. So I did that for about 3 years. Andy ended up leaving, and then I stepped in trying to help my dad out and get to learn the rest of the company. And that's kind of where, I can't remember what your original question was. I think I'm going the right direction.
When did you get started? I think was the.
I got started here in 2002. Yeah.
Okay. What kind of reign is Senior giving you?
Full reign. Yeah, he's pretty much out now. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's all yours.
Yep.
And Jeannie's. Mm-hmm. Or what? Do we even talk about Jeannie? Do we just pretend she?
Is she gonna listen to this? No,
Yeah.
No. It's basically ours now to run. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's that like? Like now, I guess
the
just
dynamic?
you and one sister. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
do you both have the same? Like, what is the vision for Walker Tire 5-10 years from now? Because you've obviously built the brand in Lincoln.
Right.
You said you tried it in a couple other places.
Yeah.
Kind of worked, kind of didn't.
Right.
Well, who has?
Right. Right.
But it's like, I think the reason is because you had the relationships, you know, like people want to talk to you. You're the guy.
Right. Right.
So what is the plan between the two of you then?
It's really to keep continue growing. I think we now that when my dad was running the company, we were kind of just sitting idle for a little bit. I feel like, being honest, not lying. And I feel like now that it's mine, my goal is obviously to get. I want to get another store within 2 years. That's our plan. But the main goal right now that we really have is I want to be the best tire store in Lincoln. Can I say I am? No, that's going to be up to people telling me. It's all up to what I've learned in business is that it's about your reputation and how you do that. So that's something that I'm continually striving towards. We've worked really hard on trying to give very good service at a very fair price and give a lot of value to people. We've brought in a lot of really, really good people. Corey Wheeler, people listening, used to be at European Auto Tech with Ben Kerwood. Ben was getting sick, so we had to shut down. And I'd known Corey for a long time, and Corey called me and ended up coming on board to run our Pioneer store.
Oh, nice. We've made business cards for Corey in the past.
You did? Yeah. So, did you take over for? Are you guys doing business cards for us now?
Not yet.
Okay.
We'll take that order when we're done here.
We'll have to talk. But no, so Corey came on board, and so he's got 30 years experience, and he's been a great asset to our Pioneer team. Dan McGowan was the general manager of Advanced Auto Parts. He's running our downtown store. So, continuing to try to find really good people is great. Corey's been in the industry for 30 years. And what really meant a lot from him was when he came on board at Pioneer and I asked him, how was your first week? He goes, can I be honest with you? And he goes, and I've known Corey. He doesn't tell me things if they're not true. He goes, that was the best first week I've ever had at any company.
Oh, wow.
And I think the reason is because we've really tried to focus on, we hire and we fire for three things: attitude, aptitude, and integrity. And we try to get people that have a good attitude, because here's the realization I tell all my people. I go, this is the part that sucks about life, you're going to spend more time with people you work with than your own family or people you care about.
Yeah.
And you know what? It should be enjoyable. You know, is it the most important thing? No, but you know, I think a company can work really hard to try to make it that way. So that's something that we do. You know, aptitude, integrity, and trying to really, when we tried to hire people in that scope. You know, when I joined the group, I brought in a consultant about 2 years ago, and I'm actually an introvert a little bit, so I've had to actually be extroverted. But he came in and walked around with me and was asking, you know. He came in the first day. We went to all the stores. We came back and sat down. I'm like, yeah, I think the company, you know, I think I'm doing a pretty good job, you know, this and that. And I go, so what'd you think? He goes, well, can I curse on this or no? Does it matter?
Yeah, you can curse.
All right, I'll tell you.
Sure.
Okay. he goes, I go, so what'd you think? He goes, can I be honest with you? I go, sure. He goes, your communication is absolutely fucking garbage.
Oh.
And I sat
That's
there.
the first thing he said to you?
No, I had known him, but it's when he came in and analyzed me and what I was doing for the company.
But that was his first diagnosis.
That was first diagnosis. And now that I understand that
Wow.
he said that, it's become I've really worked to turn that into a strength and to help. And I've realized that communication will help. You know, coming back to Corey, we really communicate with our techs, trying to make sure that we find out, you know, make sure we set goals for them. How do they want to grow? How do they want to, you know, move forward? And it's been fun. But yeah, no, that was humbling to say the least. So
Yeah, it's always nice to hear. Speaking of customer service, what is this? Tell us like your best story of a crazy customer.
A crazy customer.
Yeah.
Man, you need a good one. I'm trying to think. I got a lot of them. I don't know if they're worthy of calling it a crazy customer. I think Jeannie would probably be the better one.
Yeah, I know some from Jeannie. That's why I'm asking you.
Well, the one time I'm racking my brain. So I was in when I was in Quick Nicks. We always try to escort people into the bay, and so you know you'd always see a car come in just real slowly. If I was sitting at the counter, and this one day this car had been coming in like 10 miles an hour. I mean, just comes flying through the door. And I hear all the guys yell in the shop, and I come out, and this girl gets out of her car, and she's just visually like just emotional about something. And I look, her car is literally on the rail because you've been. So we have 2 rails that guide you into a oil quick lube. Her car was on the rail, almost fell in.
I've seen the videos where they do, you know.
Yeah,
but
Where they fall into the pit.
Well, yeah, the car will fall in. Yeah, if you don't get it in right, and you gotta really screw up to do that. I'm just gonna let you guys know.
Yeah,
like,
go
that's
fast,
not,
Just don't go 10 miles an hour when you're trying to do that.
And normally you got somebody in, so no one was there. She just drove in and almost fell in.
She's like,
So
I'm just good at it.
I told her, like, I was like, Miss, you cannot just drive into here. Okay, please wait till someone, you know, next time.
Yeah.
You almost fell in the
Yeah,
pit,
next time.
Next time.
Did she tell any of her story, or what? Like, just broke up with a boyfriend, or what was?
She never did.
What was she there for?
She was sorry for an oil change, yeah, and just walked in, and yeah, she sat down, but yeah, there was.
Well, maybe if your communication wasn't garbage, then you would.
Right.
She was upset.
She was upset about it. Yeah.
She was upset. Her husband was recently in there looking at pictures on business cards.
Yeah. So, no, that's. I had a guy tell me that coolant doesn't go bad once. I mean, that's not. He said, I've been in the Navy for 40 years. Coolant never goes bad. And I said,
You're right.
okay. Whatever you say. And yeah, so I didn't. I just left it alone.
Got it.
Yeah.
So we know you're going to expand somehow.
Yep.
If you could enlarge the 48th and Pioneer store, that'd be great. Just
Yes,
throwing that out there.
I know.
Maybe take out one of those buildings.
We're
I complain to Jeannie every time.
I know. That's what. Yeah, Corey's even Ben. So I know Ben Kerwood, and Ben said, "Yeah, you're gonna have to get a bigger store for Corey." And I'm saying, "Okay, we'll have to figure that out."
Because I mean, obviously, what you guys have been doing is working. Because I've been frequenting you guys for I don't know.
We appreciate that
for a long time. But it used to be where I could just pull in.
I know.
You know, and get an oil change. Like, here for an oil change. Now, nope.
Yeah.
Do you have an appointment? No. Look at this. Do you see all these cars here? You know, and I'm like, but I've been coming here for years.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing, you know.
Right.
So obviously you could support another location. So
Yeah. And that's what's really going on, I think, across all industries, is that a lot of people are looking to get out. There's some large companies in town that have sold. I mean, there's there's a lot of private equity groups that are going around buying up, plumbers, automotive shops. I mean, there's a lot of money flying around right now. So
That is true.
yeah,
It's crazy how that's happening.
I know. Painters.
Oh, really? Okay. Hey.
Call Chris.
Chris is
For sale. Let everybody know.
Everybody has a price.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Nick, as we wrap up our podcast, we like
Yeah.
to know, here in this great city of Lincoln, where do you like to go hang out? What do you like to do for fun? Any restaurants or entertainment-wise, what do you like to do?
Right now I have 4 kids. My daughter's 13, and my boys are 10, 8, and 6. And my fun time revolves around staying up till midnight last night trying to get derby cars ready.
Oh, yeah.
2 of
Pinewood
them.
Derby?
Pinewood Derby.
Oh,
yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah.
That would be
trying
so
to
much
do
fun.
that. Frequent. God, we love.
Did you help with the tires on the derby cars?
Right.
They have like the nicest tires.
Nicest
of all
tires
the
ever.
cars.
Yeah. No, I should. Yeah. But no, going out to eat, we love trying to find some better local places, like the place over on 48th and Capitol Parkway. That what's the little breakfast shop there? You know
The
what I'm talking-
eatery?
Yes.
Is that-
Have you had the cinnamon rolls there?
I have not.
Yeah.
That's
great.
not on Capitol Parkway.
It's just off of
Is it?
Normal.
Yeah. Or normal. Sorry, normal. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
yeah, the owner
But,
of that used to own Ruby Tuesdays,
Okay.
and then he
Yeah.
started that.
Yeah, I love the Mexican places, El Chaparro. That's
Yeah.
really,
Mhm.
really good. And I think it's the same. There's a different place in Wahoo, but I get the mixed fajitas there. Have you guys ever had those?
At Chaparro, no.
The greatest. My greatest. Raul took me over there. He goes, dude, you gotta try these mixed
Raul.
fajitas. Raul Guerra.
Nice.
Yep.
Oh.
Plug for you, Monson-in-law.
There you go.
So Raul took me over there. So I went to Wahoo. This is how good they are. I literally walked in and sat down, and all of a sudden I saw them. I go, and I looked over, and then here comes. I go,
Yes.
this is the same place. I got the mixed
Yes.
fajitas, but they're, and that's what I'm trying to. I told my wife, like, we got to start eating more local places that are, trying to get away from all the. Lincoln's just a big food place for chain restaurants.
It
isn't
is.
it? Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So, but no, to do fun, I play golf, play tennis, I play soccer, I play basketball when I can. But I really enjoy hanging out with my boys. They're 10, 8, and 6, and it's just a riot getting those 3 together.
Oh,
It's
man.
like I wish I could videotape that all the time and just record some of the conversations. So
Just keep getting better and better,
yeah. So
Got it.
yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
No, I want to thank you guys for having me on. Honestly, this is great. And if anyone needs tires, we can.
Yeah. Where do we find you? Website, social media.
Yep,
All 12 locations that you have.
all 12. Okay. Go to pointstire.com. We got the 3 retail stores here in town. We're very, very competitive on tires with anybody out there. We can do all your service work, and we love to take care of you. We have a rewards program, free roadside assistance. You get a free jet splash car wash with an oil change downtown at Pioneer. And, we'd love to take care of you.
Got it.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks, Nick.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, everybody.
Yep.
Thank you.